Hey there, my friends. This is something new for me. Totally new time, new on YouTube. I'm not sure how it's going to fly, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm also doing something totally different. We are chalking on paper. I know. So I want to show you how, even though you're thinking to yourself, I'm a paper crafter, I make cards. I want you to know that you can also love chalk couture, and chalk and paper do go together. So come see what I'm playing with. Check this out. So this is my card kit that I've been talking about for the past week on my paper crafting videos, and you've been watching those. So this is one of my pieces of cardstock that I loved and chopped. And if you're not sure what they are, I'll link the classroom below. It's free. You can go check that out if you are a paper crafter. And you basically get all this stuff together so that you can create cards. All right, now we're gonna step this up a whole nother level, and we are going to chalk on the paper. So this is Stampin' Up! Cardstock. It is Calypso Coral. And I am going to take some of the Chalk Couture Surface Wax, and I am going to wax my paper, which sounds silly, crazy, and something we've never done before. But this is gonna let me chalk on it and not have the transfer stick to it, right? Sounds simple. So you just rub a little bit of chalk. You can see it kind of darkens your paper just a little. It looks like you might have inked over it, okay? So there's that. And then I just used a paper towel and our surface wax. And then I'll put the link to all the stuff that I used underneath this so you can go back and check it all out. So now you can see that it didn't really change my paper all that much. It's given it a little bit of a shine, but it's good. All right, and these are two that I've already done using I Love You to the Beach and Back, and it looks like a really cool finish, right? And these are gonna go on the front of a card. I haven't put them together yet. So we are going to use, this is, oh, I should know its name. This, let me tell you, it is the Spring Bee transfer. I love all of them. I particularly like Be Nice or Buzz Off, right? Sweet as can be, honey, be yourself, love that. Don't worry, be happy, and Queen Bee. We are going to use Honey, Be Yourself, and that, and one of these little bees on the front of our Now card. We might use this too. All right, so I'm going to cut this apart. Remember, Chalk Couture stencils are adhesive backed, reusable. You can simply rinse it off and start again. So no need to, I'm gonna use just those two. It's not a one-time deal. You can use these again and again. And we're gonna go with Honey, Be Yourself. And I'm also using the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper, so it kind of goes with the whole bee theme. I'm going to show you the chalking part, and then I'll go put this card together and I'll show you the finished card. I'll post that here later. All right, so the one thing you need to do before you put your transfers down, remember I said they were adhesive backed, so you need to do something called fuzzing them, which is we use this great towel. If you don't have the Chalk Couture towel, you can just use a regular towel or a t-shirt. You can see this is really sticky, right? And I'm gonna lay it down. And I particularly don't want it to stick really well to my paper. So I'm gonna peel it up. I'm gonna do this 3 or 4 times before I stick it to the paper. I want it to fuzz a little. And now I'm gonna bring in my waxed piece of paper. And I'm going to put Be Yourself, Honey, Be Yourself. And I'm I'm going to make sure this is straight. I'm trying to decide where I want the bee. I think I'm going to put this up high. No, I'm going to put it down low, and the bee is going to be around the top of it. Honey, be yourself, right? And I'm going to come in with some golden hour. Sorry, it took me a minute to read it. Some golden hour. And this is a scrunchie. Squeegee, not a scrunchie. Scrunchies go in your hair. It's a squeegee. And you're going to put a little bit of chalk on the bottom, and you're just going to drag it over the top of the transfer, making sure that you fill in all those spaces. Just a really light coat. Right? Just like that. Easy peasy. This is probably one of the easiest crafts that you will ever undertake. Super simple, super gratifying. Yeah, you can even use it on your cards in your scrapbooking. Okay, squeegee off the excess. I'm going to take this and peel it back. Look how cool that looks! Don't you love it? Okay, great. Now it's time for our bees. So I'm going to bring the bee in. I have to let this dry a little bit, get our bee going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bee just up here. I don't want him on the honey part. I should have brought the dryer over, and I didn't. So I gotta be careful. All right, there's our bee. A little close to the edge. I don't want him to go this way. Sorry. What's great about this is I can keep moving him around till I get him where I want him, right? All right, I'm gonna dry him because I know this is gonna get ruined. So hold on just a sec. Takes me a minute to move around these days. If you've missed it, I'm in a knee scooter because I had foot surgery. So it takes me longer, and I always end up needing something that's behind me. Hold on. Fortunately, it's not too far away. I need a dryer there. It does look a lot like a heat embossing gun, but it's not nowhere near as hot as a heat embosser. So it won't melt your paper or curl it, but it will dry nicely. I'm going to dry our chalk paste. And what's awesome about this is see how the heat kind of makes that wax look like a shadow? It adds a super cool look to the background. I love it. It gives it almost a weathered look. I'll let you see it up close in a second. Look how neat that looks. Right. Okay. Now we can stick our bee down. You know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to put the trail that the bee went on. So I make sure that where I end up placing the bee actually makes sense. So we're going to fuzz our trail. And we're going to put this right like that. Okay. And just another little bit. Super simple, right? Love it. And then our bee can go like this. Let's dry our honey. Doo-doo-doo-doo. There's our B. And now squeegee on our golden hour chalk paste. Peel and reveal. And there is our B. Now notice what I did. I pulled off a little bit of my honey, which isn't the end of the world, but I can come back and put it on. I need to dry my B. In a perfect world, if you were doing this yourself, you would give it more time to dry. You wouldn't be rushing it. But what's great about this is you just line it up. Super simple, right? Line it back up so it's perfectly where it was before. And add a little bit more. And there, oops, now I pulled off my H. I keep making bigger messes instead of fixing messes. We can do it though, we can. Have no fear. So the key to this is let her dry before you start peeling. But there you go. So now I have this super slick card front that's ready to be assembled. So I'll be back in a little bit and